Welcome you once again in my YouTube channel. Today we study the topic composition series of a group. So today's topic is composition series. Composition series of a group. So let us define it first. A sequence of subgroups G equals to G0 contains G1 contains G2 up to suppose contain Gn, which is equals to identity of a group. So of a group is called group is G. So of a group G is called composition series. If each Gi plus 1 is maximal subgroup of Gi for all I starting from 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. So we see in this definition the composition series is nothing but a sequence of subgroups in which the first member is group G itself and the last member is the singleton set containing identity only. This is always a subgroup of any group G, and the intermediate groups, suppose G1, G2, G3, like this, these are the intermediate subgroups in this series. So what is the property between the intermediate group is that G1 is maximal normal subgroup of G0, G2 is maximal normal subgroup of G1, G3 is maximal normal subgroup of G2, and so on. The last one, Gn, will be maximal normal subgroup of Gn minus 1. And the number of subgroups must be finite in this series. Such series of a group G is called composition series. Now let us give some examples of composition series. First of all, consider S3, which is permutation group on 3 symbols. So it has 6 elements: I, 1, 2, this is the cyclic representation, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. These are the 6 elements in S3, and A3 is the set of all even permutations. We know this A3 is a normal subgroup of S3, and the series in which first is S3, after that A3, after that this singleton set containing the identity element only. This series is a composition series of S3. As we know, or we can prove it, that A3 is maximal normal subgroup of S3 and this I is maximal normal subgroup of A3. We have already proved these results in our previous classes. And one more important thing about the maximal normal subgroup is that the corresponding quotient groups are simple. So since A3 is maximal in S3, therefore this quotient group S3 by A3 will be a simple group. Similarly, since I is maximal in A3 and therefore the quotient group A3 by I will be a simple group. So these are the simple groups. That means in any composition series, all the quotient groups are simple. Now consider another example. This is an example of, suppose, composition series of Z6. Z6 is a cycle group with 6 elements. So it has 6 elements: class of 0, class of 1, class of 2, class of 3, class of 4, class of 5. And let us write its one composition series is like this. Z6 contains class of 0, class of 3, it is one of the subgroup, and after that this class of 0. Another composition series of Z6 is like this: Z6, after that class of 0, class of 2, class of 4, and the next one is class of 0. So we have two composition series. First is this and second is this. In case of the Z6, so it is possible that a single group may have more than one composition series. So both are the composition series. Now one question that comes in our mind is that, is every group have does every group have a composition series or not? So in today's class we are going to answer that question, not totally, I can say partially. So under some condition we can say that those groups which are finite, they must have at least one composition series. So now we are going to prove the following theorem. This is the statement of the theorem. There exists at least one composition series for every finite group G. So group is finite, then that must have at least one composition series, and its proof is divided into two cases. Case 1 is when G is simple, and we know if G is a simple group, then it has two subgroups. First is this singleton containing identity only, and another is the group G itself and no more, means it has exactly two subgroups provided its order is greater than 1, or we can say G does not have any other normal subgroups other than these two. So in this case, simply we can make a composition series by writing like this: G, which contains this identity, singleton set containing identity and element only. So this is a sequence of subgroups which have only two elements, and this constitute a composition series for the group G, in this case when G is a simple group, since no possibility of other normal subgroups are there. So we have proved the result in this case. Now let us come into the second case in which G is not simple. G is not simple means in between E and G there must be a normal subgroup. Suppose that normal subgroup is H. Now if this E is maximal in H and H is maximal in G, then this series constitute a composition series for the group G. Next, if E is maximal in H but H is not maximal in G, so in that case when H is not maximal in G, there must exist a normal subgroup K in between H and G. So suppose K is there in between H and G, and if H is maximal in K and K is maximal in G, then this series will become a composition series for the group G. Further, if H is maximal in G but E is not maximal in H, then on that case there is some subgroup L in between E and H. Now if E is maximal in L and L is maximal in H, then this series G H L E will constitute a composition series for the group G. Again, if E is not maximal in H as well as H is not maximal in G, then we can find two subgroups L and K in between E and H and G respectively, and if E is maximal in L, L is maximal in H, H is maximal in K and K is maximal in G, then this series of subgroups of G contains K, contains H, contains L, contains E, will become a composition series for the group G. So in this style, whenever there is a gap, means there is possibility of an intermediate subgroup, we just insert there. So process is what? Process is like this. Suppose we have Z0, Z1, we have a sequence of subgroups like this, and somewhere suppose Gi plus 1, suppose there is possibility of one more subgroup between them, to put them. So in this way we can make it a composition series by inserting the subgroups in between two subgroups, and this is always and at some finite steps because of the limiting number of subgroups. Since we know the number of subgroups of a finite group is finite, and therefore we must have a composition series of G, which can be found by the above method, which is we have already explained in detail. So this is the class for you. Thank you, and this theorem is complete.